financial accounting.
In the last class, I explained accounting principle. So here, accounting principle is an art of recording business transaction in the books of account. The basic aim of such recording is to find out the profit or loss of the financial position of the business. So accounting principle means they has to write all the transactions related to the business in the books of account. By that only they can able to find out the profit or loss of the business, and they can able to easily analyze the business position, financial business position. So what is the principles means? The word principle is used to mean a general law or rules adopted or preferred as a guide to actions and settled ground on the or basis of the conduct or practice. So according to the terminology committee of IAICPA, the principle which is used to mean general law, so it is a law or a rules which is adopted and easily they can able to guide for the other person to take the action and settle down. Easily they can able to analyze the principles means whatever the rules will be followed by one company. If the same company is followed the same rules, then it will be easy to understand for everyone. So whatever the rules they were following, that will be commonly for everyone, and it is called as the principles. So the principle is like a rules which is not a law, which is a rules. So easily they can able to analyze or find out something, they can able to follow certain rules. So according to GAP means generally accepted accounting principle, may be defined as those rules of action or conduct which are derived from experience and practice, and when they prove useful, they become accepted as a principle of accounting. So usually whatever the rules or action will be followed by one company, if the same rules or actions will be followed by other company, so it will be experiencing and practicing. If the same manner if they were practicing, say, and they can able to prove what they were doing, so whatever the rules they were following, that will be becoming a principle of accounting, that will be become a principles. So whatever the rules they were following, that will be one after 2 years the same practice if they were following, then that will be the rule of the accounting or principles of the accounting. The general acceptance of principle usually depend on how we will meet three criteria: relevance, objectivity, feasibility. So how we are meeting these three criteria? Usually relevance. A principle of relevant is to extend that it result in meaningful or useful to inform to those who need to know what certain business is. So it is relevant. General principle, accounting principle is relevant so that they can able to know what it result and is that meaningful for or useful for the business person or not. They can able to analyze with the relevance of accounting principle. Next is objectivity. A principle is objectivity to the extent that the information is not influenced by the personal bias or judgment of those who furnished it. Objectivity contains reliability or trustworthiness, which also means that correctness of the information reported can be verified. Objectivity means whatever they were doing, the rules or formulas, so whatever they were applying, the certain rules, that should not be for personal bias. That is not only for the judgment purpose. It should be reliability and also it should be trustworthy. So whatever the information they were providing for the public or for the public who are including in the business, the trustworthy means clear information they has to give, and whatever the report will be they were providing, that should be in the correct manner, correct information only they has to report it, so they can able to verify in future. Next is feasibility. A principle is feasible to the extent that it can be implemented without undue complexity or cost. So it can be implemented without any due, they can able to complex for this implemented, they can able to implement this. So now accounting principle having the two types, that is accounting concept and accounting convention. So accounting concept is subdivided as 8 points. So accounting convention is subdivided as 4 points. They will ask this for 14 marks. Write about the principle of accounting, or else concept for 6 marks, or convention for 6 marks they can able to ask. Now accounting concept. Accounting is a language of business. To make the language convey the same meaning to all the people, account have agreed a number of concepts and or assumption which they try to follow. So accounting concept is a language of business, so everyone can able to understand what it is. Even general public also they can able to understand, and they can able to analyze this business. So first one, accounting concept is business entity concept. This concept implies that a business unit is separate and distinct from person who supply fund to it. According to this concept, business is kept separate from the proprietor so that the transaction of the business is recorded separately. When such a distinction is not made properly, the affair of the business get mixed up with the personal affairs of the proprietor, and true position of the business will not be available. So business entity concept. So in business, the proprietor or the owner will be there. So they can able to use the money of the business for their personal purpose. So what they has to do in business means, the business they has to keep the record of everything. So if they were withdrawing for the personal purpose, that should be recorded in different book of record, and whatever the related to the business, that should be in the separate record, so that they can able to analyze what the business is going on. So whatever the business incomes or expenses will be there, they have to maintain, which is related to the business only, not for the personal purpose. So that for that purpose only it is business entity concept. So only the business unit is separated and distinct from the personal who supply fund to it. Supply whatever the fund will be there, that will be the separate they has to maintain. Next is money measure concept. Under this concept, only those transactions which can be expressed in terms of money are recorded in the books of account. Non-monetary transactions such as efficiency, honesty, etc. cannot be recorded in the books of account, since they cannot be converted into real money value. So next is money measuring concept. Whatever the things we are purchasing, we are not writing in the books of account as the kgs or in the weight, we are not maintaining. So whatever the things we are purchasing in the business, that should be in the money value, in the value only they has to maintain. So only the money transactions only we have to record in the books of account. Non-monetary transaction is not recorded in the books of account. So only accounting is a money measuring concept. The real value of money only we are maintaining. Next, the third one is accounting period concept. This is also known as concept of definite accounting period. According to this concept, the life of the business is divided into suitable accounting period. This division is made to ascertain the profit or loss of the business for a particular period, that is 31st March, as to know the financial position of the business on a particular date with the help of the balance sheet. Accounting period concept. So usually whatever the business they were doing, that should be maintained on a period basis. So with 1 year, whatever the expenses or incomes will be there, that they can able to analyze after the year only, 1 year after the financial year. So financial usually they can able to maintain as a 31st March to 31st March as a end date, or 31st December as a ending period they can able to maintain. So with the end of the period only they can able to analyze the financial position of the business on a particular date. So with the help of the balance sheet, at the end of the year only they can able to maintain the profit and loss account and also balance sheet. So by that they can able to analyze what's the business position. Next fourth one is going concern concept. This concept refers to the continuous existence of the business concern. The life of the business does not come to an end within a year. It is carried on for a number of years in future. Based on this concept, the supplier are ready to supply the goods on a credit basis, and the firm sells goods to its customer on a credit basis. So the business, whatever they were doing, it is not for the short term period. So it is long term period only. So for 1 year, 2 years, they were not usually doing the business. So it is a ongoing concept. So ongoing concept will be there. 1 year they cannot able to analyze that this year or only for 5 years we are doing the business, like that they cannot able to analyze. So it is an ongoing concept. For that purpose, whatever the business person is purchasing any goods, they can able to purchase on a credit basis. And if the business person is selling the goods or supply the goods or sells the goods on to the customer on a credit basis. So for that purpose it is a going concern concept. So whatever the expenses will be there or the loss will be there, they can able to carry forward for the future. So it is going concern concept. It is not end within a year or within 2 years or 3 years. Fifth one is accounting equation or dual aspect concern. Every transaction involves two flood aspect, that is receiving aspect and giving aspect. There must be the double entry to have a complete record of each business transaction. An entry being made for receiving amount and the similar entry is made for the giving account. Thus, every debit must have a corresponding credit and vice versa upon the dual aspect. So, accounting equations. Accounting equations means, as you know, you already studied the journal entries. So, journal entries, journal entries, if you are converting into double entry like ledger account, so you can able to analyze one entry, one account will be having a two transaction. Whatever the amount they were debiting on one side, that will be in the credit for the other persons. So here only same thing only. And every being made transaction receiving amount, whatever the amount they were receiving, that should be in the similar entry is made in a giving account. The same entry they has to maintain in the giving account, so that they can able to analyze the proper amount for the year end at the year ending. So the entry must be in debit side. Whatever the entry they were made in the debit side, that should be again they has to entered in the credit side of the particular account. For example, bank account, if they took money from the bank account, personal account data to or business account data to cash account will be coming. So whatever the cash, if we are maintaining the cash account, that here one example is there just for your example purpose for how we are maintaining the dual aspect purpose. So as you know, the journal entries for cash sales. Cash sales means cash account data, cash is coming into the business and sales is going. So cash account data to sales account. Next, cash paid to creditors. If we are paying any cash to the creditors, means credit our account data to cash account. Cash received from debtors means cash account data to debtors account. So here cash account we are maintaining ledger account. In cash account, here sales will be there. So debit side to sales to debtors, credit side by creditors will be there. So here if we are maintaining the creditors account, if we are maintaining for the creditors account, here for creditors account we have to write to cash. So if we are maintaining debtors account, that is called debtors account by cash. If we are maintaining the sales account, so here by cash. So that is why it is called as dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept or accounting equations. So whatever one side will be debit side, the other will be the credit side in the other account. Next one is sixth point, matching concept. According to this principle, the expenses incurred in the accounting period should be matched with the revenue recognized in that period. That is, if revenue recognized all the goods sold during the period, the cost of those goods sold should be charged to that period. It should be noted that appropriate cost have to be matched the appropriate revenue for the accounting period. So matching concept means whatever the income will be coming, so based on that the corresponding expenses should be there. So here the expenses incurred on the accounting period, whatever the in the accounting period for 1 year, how much the income will be coming, based on that how much expenses they were making, that should be matched. So recognized in that period, we have to recognize how much revenue or recognized on all goods sold during the period. For example, goods will be there, opening goods will be there in the particular period is 17,000. This is opening goods. So again they were having purchased the goods, purchase like 2000 they purchased the goods, total is 19,000 goods. So whatever the sales they purchased, they sold, if they sold 15,000 goods, then closing stock they has to show that 4,000. So it is matching, they should be matching, whatever the income will be there, that should be matching for the expenses. So cost of those sold should be charged on that particular period. Next is realization concept or accrual concept. As per this concept, a business has to record revenue or income only after it has been legitimately realized. For instance, if a business sells goods or services, the value is realized only when the cash is received or when the debtors or customer agree to pay legally obligations to pay cash in future. That is, when a client is created without either of the two, there is no realization or revenue, and therefore no profit or no income can be said to have arise. So realization concept or accrual concept. So here business has to record the revenue or the income. So if they were recording the revenue or the income in a business sells goods or services, the value is released only when the cash is received. So if the business is maintaining any record, if they sold any goods, that they has to maintain in the cash manner or in the credit manner or the debit manner. So if they received the cash, they can easily maintain the cash receipt, or when the debtors or the customer agree to pay legally cash in the future. So that is in the credit manner, if they sold, that also they has to maintain. When a claim is credited without either of the two, there is no realization of revenue. So if they cannot able to give, if they sold in the credit manner, if they didn't pay within the time the amount, then the revenue of the profit is, there is no profit or no income can be said to have the arise. Next is cost concept. According to this concept, an asset is recorded in the books at the price paid to acquire it, and this cost is the basis of all the subsequent accounting for the assets. Asset is not recorded at their reliable values because these values keep on changing with the changing in the pricing level from time to time. Cost concept. So if they are recording in the books, what if the purchase price will be different and the same purchase product, whatever the purchase product, for example, if they purchase any material, the value of the material today is 15 rupees, then the next day or after 5 or 6 days, the after 1 month also, the value of the material may be increasing or decreasing. That should be maintained in a proper manner, and the sale value will be changing also. So if the fixed the sale value is 20 or 30 rupees, then the sale value also affecting by this. So that is a, for that purpose it is a cost concept. Based on the changing in the price level from time to time, the value of the product, they should not change from time to time. As you know, nowadays the value of the onion will be changing day by day. It was 170, again it was 40. So like that, it will, if they were changing the value of the product, means if you go for hotel, the value is not increasing or decreasing. They cannot able to change on a particular time. If the value of the increasing also, they has to give in the same manner. If they were decreasing also, they has to pay particular product. If they were purchasing anything in the hotel, they has to pay certain amount only. Whatever the amount is fixed, that should be the same only for certain periods. Next is accounting convention. Accounting convention denote customs or traditions, and these conventions are used to guide the preparation of financial statement. So convention is, it is a traditional method, so they can able to use this as a guideline form. The first one is convention of consistency. Accounting rules, practice and convention should be continuously observed and applied. That is, they should not change from one year to another year. The result of different year will be comparably only when the rules are continuously observed from year to year. For instance, method of depreciation or method of variations of monitoring, once the enterprise is decided, it should be continuously at least for some time. If a changing become necessary, the changes and its effect should be stated clearly. Convention of consistency, whatever the rules or records they were maintained, the same methods they has to use for a certain period of time. For yearly wise they cannot able to change the rules, whatever they were following they cannot able to change it. For example, here they given depreciation of the assets, whatever the method you are using, it may be the straight line method or return off method. So what method they were using, the same method they has to use for certain period. If they were changing the different method, then they has to state clearly that what is the effect of changing the particular method, that information they has to give. So if they were doing return off method or straight line method, the value of the product also changing and income also changing. Next is convention of full disclosure. According to this concept, the financial statement, that is trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet, should be as mean to conveying and not conceal. The financial statement must disclose and the relevant and reliable information so that information may be useful to the user. The disclosure should be full, fair and adequate so that the user of the financial statement can make correct assessment about the financial performance and position of the enterprise. So it is full disclosure. So accounting concept, whatever the financial statement. So here convention of full disclosure, the financial statement, that is trading profit and loss account and balance sheet, they will maintain. So that should be convening for the public or the business person. The financial statement must be disclosed all the relevant and reliable information. Whatever the information they were maintaining in that profit and loss account, trading account and balance sheet, that should be reliable and that should be related to the business, so that the information should be useful for the user. Whoever will be using, that should be useful for the particular person. The disclosure should be full, fair and adequate so that user of the financial statement can make correct assessment about the financial performance and the position of the enterprises. So by the balance sheet only, profit and loss account and balance sheet only, we can able to analyze the financial position of the organization or enterprises. So that should be correct assessment, correctly they has to assess, and that information should be clear regarding the business. Next is third one is convention of conservatism. The convention of conservatism is also known as the concept of prudence, is often stated anticipated no profit provided for all possible losses. This means account should be follow a caution approach. He should record lowest possible value for assets and revenues and the highest possible value for liabilities and expenses. As the consequence of the applied of this concept, net assets are more likely to be understood than overstated and income more likely to be overstated than understood. Based on this concept, it is widely advocated practice of value inventory, that is stock of goods unsold at cost or market price, whichever is lower. Thus, this is a policy by which a firm taken into account the prospective losses but does not take all the prospective profit. For example, making provision for doubtful debts, value of stock at market price or cost price, whichever is less, creating provision against fluctuation in the price of investment. So convention and conservatism. Convention and conservatism is anticipating no profit providing for all the losses. They can able to say that there is no profit and also there is a possible of losses. Here they given one information that at the highest value of you should record lowest possible value of assets. What is the lowest value of asset? The value of the assets, if they were recording, that should be in the lowest value and the revenue, and the highest possible value of the liabilities. For the liabilities, they can able to record the highest possible liabilities and expenses. So if they were showing the high expenses and low profit, then the income will be very less, means the profit will be less. As consequences and applicable of this concept, net assets are more likely to be understated than overstated. So whatever the assets will be there, they will be the value will be understated, means the value will be less, and income is more likely to be overstated. So and income, whatever the income we are getting, that should be overstated, means increasing. The liability side they were showing the higher value, and the asset side they were showing the lower value. So based on this concept, the advocate practiced the value of monetary or cost of market price, whichever is less. If the value of market price, value of stock in market price or cost price, whichever is less, that only they will considering as a, means the value of market price. If the market price is 9 rupees and the cost price, actual price is 8 rupees, then they can able to select the lesser price, so that they can able to show the more profit in the business. Next is convention of materiality. The convention of materiality relates that only important items should be recorded in the books. It is done to make clear and understandable accounting statement rather than preparing accounting statement with unnecessary information which will confuse the readers. The unimportant items are to be combined with the items. For example, stationery like paper, stapler, punching machines, etc. costing ₹50 may last for say 3 years. So it is insignificant to treat it as an asset. Hence, the entire amount spent as a stationery could be taken as expenses. Convention of materiality. So small items, whatever the expenses will be there, they should not be recorded in the accounts. So together they can able to record in one account. Here they given as a one example. So example of stationery like paper, stapler, punching machine, pen. So whatever the expenses will be made within the 50 rupees, that full amount they can able to write it as a stationery expenses. So it will be lasting for the 3 years or 4 years they can able to use. So for that purpose, so it should not be treated as a asset, but it is treated as a stationery expenses for the purpose of business related. So small account they cannot able to record. Each account if they were recording, it will be taking lots of time, and also more confusions will be there. So for that purpose, whatever the stationery items will be there in the stationery book, they can able to write it whatever the things they purchased, and in the books of account they can able to maintain as a stationery expenses, and whatever the expenses they made for particular 1 year or once in a twice in a year, they can able to record. So these are some of the accounting concept and accounting convention. So accounting concept here, it is business entity concept only related to the business transaction only they has to maintain. Money measuring concept only the money transactions they has to record it in the books of account related to the business. Going concern concept, it is not only and for the particular year, it will be ongoing concept for each and every year. Dual aspect concept. So it is a dual aspect concept, which is once if it is a debit, the other side it will be the credit. So one account will be the debit side, the same account will be the credit side in the particular business. Matching concept, they has to match the business related transactions with one entity to the other entity. Realization concept means whatever the expenses or losses will be there, they has to maintain in the proper manner. So reliably they can able to analyze whether they were getting the actual loss or bad debts will be there, that they can able to analyze. And cost concept, here the price value of changing in the material, they can able to analyze that, and they should not be changing for a particular period. So the value for particular product will be the same for certain period. Next is convention of consistency. So convention of consistency means whatever the recording they are maintaining, it should be consistent and continuously processed. So everyone they can able to understand this. Convention of full disclosure, whatever the information they were providing related to the trading account, profit and loss account or balance sheet, that should be convenient and full disclosure. Clearly they can able to state in this. Next is convention of conservatism. Whatever the value they were showing means the asset value should be taken as a less value, and the liabilities they can able to show the higher values. So conservatism, so anticipating no profit, provide for all the possible losses. They can able to show there is no profit, and also they can able to show that it is a possible of losses. It means it is like a balancing. Next is convention of materiality. So materiality, each and every transaction they cannot able to record in a particular books of account. In small items, whatever the purchase related to the stationery items, they can able to maintain as a stationery expenses. If they also use it for certain period, means they can able to use for a longer period, then also they can able to make it as a stationery items. And purchasing of a particular product also, they can able to maintain the whatever the product they were purchasing in a one item. Next is basis of accounting, that is cash basis and market end basis. Next class I will take.